I would say that an all-gender restroom is a restroom where people can go regardless of their gender identity or gender expression to safely use the restroom without persecution or criticism.
An all-gender bathroom, I would describe to a person who didn't know about it as a place, a single-star bathroom that anybody can go. That's why it is an all-gender bathroom.
I came out the summer before my sophomore year as non-binary, and for the entirety of my sophomore year, I avoided the bathroom at all costs. I didn't feel comfortable going into either the girls' or the boys' bathroom. I didn't feel comfortable going in the boys' bathroom because I was afraid of what they might think. And so I wasn't comfortable going in there because I was afraid of harassment or ridicule. And I wasn't comfortable going into the girls' bathroom because that wasn't the right gender for me, and it made me feel really dysphoric to go in there. And I also didn't want anybody to see me going in there because then I knew that they would think that it was okay to call me a girl or use the wrong pronouns.
Yeah, it feels safe to use the all-gender restroom at my school because it's single stall and it's a locking door. And it's one of those cool locks where when you flip it, it says occupied and with a little lock symbol and red. But when you unlock it, it says vacant with the unlock symbol.
I think that all gender restrooms are important in Madison schools because it signifies inclusivity. It lets people know, no matter what gender you subscribe to, that you are welcome and you have a safe place to use the restroom.
I think that with having all gender restrooms in every building in MMSD now, that it will not only benefit the students who feel like they don't fit in the binary restrooms, but it will also help to normalize this into our culture. And it will no longer be a big deal to see a It will no longer be a big deal to see an all-gender restroom. It will just be part of who we are, who MMSD, or what MMSD wants to be.
I think that it's important to have at least one all-gender restroom in every school because it gives students a place to feel safe going to the bathroom, which they might not otherwise have. And there are more non-binary and gender non-conforming students coming out every day, most of whom don't feel comfortable using gendered bathrooms. It's incredibly difficult to learn or be in a classroom environment when you're physically uncomfortable because you can't go to the bathroom or don't feel comfortable going to the bathroom. And that makes it really, really hard to learn or focus in class. It's also really hard to do any classwork when you don't feel safe in your school and you feel like you have to be constantly watching your back, and that doesn't provide a whole lot of time to get classwork done.
Yeah, my hope is that, first of all, acknowledging the restroom won't seem so off-brand because we still have a boy restroom or a girl restroom. I hope we can get to a point where gender doesn't have the power that it has. Because you think about anything as far as clothes or toys, everything is gendered, and I think it puts people into unnecessary boxes where they feel like they can't fall into the middle of something. They have to be either or. So I hope that with time, all gender restrooms are just restrooms and it won't be any exclusion.
I think that people make a bigger deal out of all gender bathrooms than they need to be. Everybody has one in their home. It's really not that big of a deal. The only issues come around when people make it an issue, like calling it a transgender bathroom, which isn't accurate because it's not just for transgender or non-binary students. It's for everybody to use, which is why we call it an all-gender bathroom.
Sometimes it is hard to understand other people when you don't have a specific identity or expression that other people might have, but I think it's really sad where we are right now, where we do have to convince people to see other human beings as human beings. So I think that the first step to change is to acknowledge that there's a deficit in knowledge. It's like acknowledge ignorance. And once you can say that you are ignorant about something, then you can go and ask questions and have conversations with people you don't know. So then you become informed, and then you can inform other people, and we wouldn't have a problem, and everybody would be decent human beings. Yeah.
I definitely see this as an equity issue. I don't think it's something that we can afford to ignore or not talk about any longer. Like, we can't afford to stop talking about trans students.